Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat have had a pretty decent offseason so far. For one, PJ Tucker declined his player option, but it's something that we have taken lightly just off the fact that he might re-sign with the team. But then, the NBA draft came, and we ended up having the 27th overall selection, and we used that selection to draft Nikola Jovic from Serbia. I appreciate you guys loving your support because you know that I made a video on him coming to the team just the day before the draft. So just with that, make sure you smash the like button on this video. However, moving back to the main point, the Miami Heat have something special. They're monitoring situations, especially the Kyrie Irving situation. From reports, it's that he has had a standstill with contract negotiations with the Brooklyn Nets, and most teams are looking to put Kyrie Irving on their roster. Now the Miami Heat, they have a bigger objective in mind. It's reported that if Kyrie Irving does leave, then Kevin Durant might request a trade from the Brooklyn Nets, and he's the big fish that the Miami Heat want. Just last season, Durant averaged 29.9 points, 7.4 rebounds, and 6.4 assists per game while shooting 51.8% from the field and 38.3% from three-point range. He also shot 91% from the free throw line, and that is the greatness of Kevin Durant. He is an amazing scorer that is, I would say, unstoppable on the offensive side of the basketball. He would be able to relieve Jimmy Butler of some of those duties, and the team would probably take a hit defensively because they would have to trade away at least Bam Adebayo and Tyler Herro to make this trade happen. I would also try to get somebody like Max Strus, Omar Yurtseven in this deal if I were the Brooklyn Nets. According to CBS Sports, via SB Nation, they have an article that states that the Heat met with Durant during his free agency in 2016 before he signed with the Golden State Warriors. What does this all mean? Right now, not much, but the Heat have previously made pitches to Durant and Irving because they are two of the best players in the NBA. Miami now has more draft picks than they did when James Harden became available in trade talks in December of 2020. Last but not least, it states that Pat Riley always swings for the fences. He traded Glenn Rice for Alonzo Mourning shortly after joining Miami. He then blew up a fun 2003-04 team to trade for Shaquille O'Neal. We all know about the 2010 offseason, but in 2019, Riley traded essentially Josh Richardson and Hassan Whiteside for Jimmy Butler. We'll see what else he has up his sleeves to try to get one last championship before retiring. Now that is some strong statements from that article because it's very much true. Pat Riley loves to go after stars. Jimmy Butler and Kevin Durant paired with some guys that can be at least gritty on the defensive end. Now I know that PJ Tucker would re-sign if Kevin Durant was on this team because of the relationship that they have. But like I was saying before, Jimmy Butler and Kevin Durant on a team with a defensive scheme, some great coaching, I mean that screams at least the Eastern Conference Finals. At the end of the day, if you're put in that exact same position that you were in the playoffs last year, and you have a guy like Kevin Durant who is better offensively than your superstar last year that got you to the Eastern Conference Finals, then you will ultimately end up winning that series. And we know how the NBA Finals is. It's very much unpredictable. The Boston Celtics did have a chance to beat the Golden State Warriors. They just didn't finish the job. And before I head out, you guys, I do have to touch this one last subject. If Tyler Herro is traded, the Miami Heat need to do everything in their power to not trade Nikola Jovic. He's somebody that can replace Tyler Herro with some development. I love his offensive game. I love his ball handling skills. While standing at 6'10", I know he can be a hybrid player. He'll give trouble to some players like Anthony Davis, even Joel Embiid if he puts on some weight. And I know Pat Riley will be able to keep him in the right mindset. Udonis Haslem can make sure that he gets some toughness. That's why Jimmy Butler was at least able to carry the Miami Heat to the Eastern Conference Finals. It's very underrated that Pat Riley really is shocked that somebody of his caliber is still left in the NBA draft at his selection. But before I head out, you guys, I do have two questions, but first, make sure you follow me on both of my Instagram pages. Once I reach 1,100 followers, I will be giving away an NBA jersey of your choice, and make sure you follow my main ScottyIce channel. Right now, I am putting out some videos, but next month, I will be putting out some exclusive content, and it's something that you don't want to miss. Now, the questions that I have for today is one, how high are you guys on Nikola Jovic? For me, I already told you, he's the Serbian sensation. He's a guy that can actually change the NBA with the right development. I've always said in recent videos, the best teams at development are the Miami Heat, Indiana Pacers, and the Toronto Raptors. So I'm trusting the Miami Heat. We've seen what they did with Gabe Vincent, with Max Strus, even Omer Yurtseven, even though he didn't get that much playing time. That's just insanely scary because these are guys that weren't considered to have high ceilings. So imagine the Miami Heat having a guy that everybody knows can be at least an NBA All-Star. When you look at the way that he carries himself, he's a humble guy that is competitive. The player that he wants to meet is the Joker, a former league MVP. And that's something that I love to see. Somebody that's humble enough to try to have a conversation with a back-to-back league MVP. And that's something that's amazing. Now, the second question that I have for today is do you think that the Miami Heat will be able to make the right moves to get Kevin Durant? Should they try to go after Kevin Durant? Is there another player? Or should they just keep their same roster and add on to that? For me, I believe that they should go after Kevin just off the fact that he is a two-time NBA champ, but he doesn't feel fulfilled. And the Miami Heat, they have that championship poise, not like the Brooklyn Nets organization. And that's no offense, but if you want to play winning basketball, you want to have a certain mindset, you want to have somebody that can back you up, and have a player like Draymond Green. Udonis Haslem is underrated whenever it comes down to that aspect. It just makes too much sense. If you love great weather and you want to play basketball and that's your main focus, then the Heat Nation is your team. But I appreciate all you guys loving your support. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, share the video. And as always, this your boy ScottyIce, aka Baby Bron, and you already know, I'm out.